The passage of the Dignity and Pay Act means for people with disabilities, the basic protections, labor protections that people without disabilities are afforded with their labor. So people with disabilities, the floor will be minimum wage.
For the last many decades, Illinois has offered services which allow employers to pay sub-minimum wage to individuals with developmental disabilities. And in many ways, those opportunities in the sheltered workshops at sub-minimum wage hinder growth, hinder independence, and promote ideals that we are not necessarily in favor of. So the passage of the Dignity and Pay Act allows these organizations a 5-year runway to begin transformation, to begin evolving their services, expanding services that offer greater independence into the community, and then to educate and support those individuals who are engaged in sub-minimum wage. I personally recognize how difficult this is, not only for the organizations to transform, but particularly for the individuals receiving services to understand that tomorrow can be a new day. And you don't necessarily have to follow the path that you have up to this point.
The community will benefit too. This won't be people that are just kind of bussed into a location and they don't really know what that bus is about or what that building is, but it's something, and they look disabled, that they would be much more integrated into their community. Oh yeah, well that's Jeff. I know Jeff, and Jeff works with me or served me food or, did my taxes maybe, right?
Would you want to put in a week's worth of solid work and receive a paycheck for $5 or $10 for your entire week's worth of work? I don't know any person who would say that that's okay. So a person with a disability who's been getting that their whole life, or that's what they know, they only know what they know. They don't know what a $500 paycheck looks like. They don't know any different. These are people that come to work every single day. They are motivated to work. They should not be treated as less than. 14C was really intended only to be a short-term training program. So when folks started somewhere along the line, it was seen as a successful way to get a person with a disability back in the workforce. So as time went on, the programs never evolved and never really went, they never really went the way that it was intended initially. In Illinois, we'll phase out these 14C certificates by January 1st of 2030.
There are many misconceptions out there about how work can impact Social Security benefits and other public assistance benefits that are indeed myths. The project is contracted with Imagine's Enterprises that is providing a well-rounded package of benefits planning services to our customers to help educate them and let them know of ways that they can work and still keep some, if not all, of their Social Security benefits and their public assistance benefits. Medicaid, in particular, that is obviously a gateway to many other services that help people with disabilities.
Some steps that the SWTCIE project is taking to make sure that supports that are created through the project will continue. We created funding mechanisms. We increased rates with the Medicaid rates. We also have a new contract model that was a 5-year pilot, and now it's going to be permanent, called customized employment. We also are just looking to make sure that community, so employers, people without disabilities, or people that are in the business community, have a greater understanding in terms of including people with disabilities in their workforce, and so that those what we call natural supports are going to be available and built up.
We've, for the first 3 years, had built up support, trained staff, provided resources. Now we're at the point where we really need to finish strong by looking at employing more people in the community, providing supports to people in the community. We want to see our agencies engaging businesses in their community on a more regular basis. I think we need to start to see measurable change in staff attitude and staff willingness to be involved. We need to take what we've learned from this project here and transport that across the state to the other 43, I want to say, agencies that are still dealing with 14C, that are now on the clock to change, how we can help them and support them. This is now a law. The dignity in pay is now a law in the state of Illinois. So now that it's on the books as a law, we need to put resources to help really build that capacity across the state.